What is your favorite book? Wow.
Well, I have three books. I actually have three books. So let me tell you the three books that I always talk about. Number one, and not necessarily in this order. Number one, The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz.
Wow.
And I had read that book when I was younger, and when I went to Georgia State University for my doctorate, only to find out that he was there. I called first before I enrolled, because I had like 3 or 4 colleges I was accepted to. And I asked him specifically, I told him about the book, I told him how the impact it had on me. Would you be, if I came there for my doctorate, would you be my dissertation chairman? He said yes, that was it. Second book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. Life-changing book, life-changing. Third, now this is just for me. I mentioned that, you know, when I was in high school getting ready to go to college, I took my college tests and I scored higher in French than English. I really didn't have a great vocabulary. So my third book is 30 Days to a More Powerful Vocabulary. And I studied that book to increase my vocabulary, my ability to speak better. So those are the three books: The Magic of Thinking Big, Psycho-Cybernetics, and 30 Days to More Powerful Vocabulary.
Great. What is your favorite audio program, audiobook?
Well,
if you listen to?
Yeah, let's see. You know, sometimes they go back. I was listening to audio when there wasn't audio programs. They were actually vinyl records. So there was one by J. Douglas Edwards that I loved, but it was very traditional selling, you know, closing, hard sell, but I did like that. Acres of Diamonds, some of the old ones, the actual programs by by Earl Nightingale, not necessarily the Nightingale programs. And of course, you know, programs like The Psychology of Winning, just a classic program. So those were some of the biggies. But I like to go back to the early pioneers in the business, you know, like the Earl Nightingale, like the
Zig Ziglar.
But even before Zig Ziglar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill.
Exactly. Napoleon Hill, Acres of Diamonds, those kinds of just classic audio programs.
Okay. Do you have a movie who inspired you?
A movie that inspired me.
With a great message.
Yeah, that's boy, that's a tough one. That's difficult.
Yeah.
A movie that inspired me. Well, what inspired some of the movies that really did inspire me were, you know, sports movies where the underdog wins. I always loved underdogs. When I was growing up, my favorite baseball team was the Brooklyn Dodgers, where they always lost to the New York Yankees. So I always was a champion of the underdog. So any movie, you know, where the underdog wins, Rocky, the underdog who wins the title, you know, against Mr. T, or whatever his name was back then. But what inspires me probably more than a movie is the theater,
Okay.
and plays that have a tremendous emotional impact, like Chorus Line. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No.
See, I'm even getting goosebumps just thinking about it, seriously. And what it is, it's about, Chorus Line in particular is about all these young kids, you know, maybe your age, who are trying out to be in this play on Broadway. So it's a play about trying out for a play. And the producer of the play is interviewing them all. They're all in a line on the stage. And the emotion, it's just unbelievable. Another play and movie, but the play, Les Miserables, just emotional. And again, the underdog right at the end, Jean Valjean, just a great...
It's a French one.
Oh, I know it's French. That's why I mentioned it. But that's one of my favorite plays of all time.
Okay.
You know, but again, those are the inspirational things. I love it when somebody who has been pushed down, held down, uh, has less than somebody else,
And
rises to the top and wins.
wow. What is your favorite commitment to yourself?
My favorite commitment is, well, the favorite saying, which I live by the way, you know, so it's kind of walking the talk, is what goes around comes around. I'm always out there helping people, not expecting anything in return, but always getting things in return. People have described me as being, my luck being unworldly, that I have unbelievable luck. And I always believed that. I had such incredible luck. But then some people started saying to me, this is not luck, Tony. This is the stuff that's coming back to you for all the stuff that you've done. You know, that whole like pay it forward, and it just comes back to you. And I never did this stuff expecting something to come back, but it just keeps coming back. So I live by that. I live by just being a good person, helping people no matter who they are. No, if they're down here or up there, it doesn't matter. And I think that one of the greatest compliments that I constantly hear, I really do, and it just does my heart, you know, well, is that people will say that, you know, I've heard about you, I've talked to people about you, I've never heard a single person say one bad thing about you. So that's the key. That's what drives me and motivates me.
Great.